Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next session of Inside the Business Mind. This is a program that's been put together by myself and my good friends at the Roundtable to help our members and our friends and associates develop a greater relationship with the people that they want to focus on and make sure that they understand not just what they do, but who they are in business and how they can be helpful to the business community. And so today we have a special guest, one of my favorite members and associates is Mr. Ron Moore. Ron Moore is a franchise owner of Schoolie Mitchell, and it is literally one of the most fantastic programs that I've had a chance to even think about or understand or see for the small business community. As a small business advocate, it means a lot to me to be able to have a service that I can refer to almost any business out there. And they can find ways for these people to save money on services and programs and products and services that they normally would use in a transaction of a normal business anyway, but to make sure they're maximizing the benefit of the cost reductions that are out there and the things that are available for all the entrepreneurs and business leaders that are out there, no matter what the size of the business is. And that's a great tool and a great program. And I'm so happy to have Ron today to share with us a little bit more about not just what he does, but who he is. And I'm going to bring Ron to the stage right now. How's it going, Ron?
Hi, Marvin. Doing well. How about things with you?
Everything is fantastic. I couldn't ask for more. We just had a great meeting of the roundtable earlier today, and we're breaking open communications and starting to talk about, how do you communicate more effectively with your networks and all that kind of stuff. And it's just so good to hear your comments and your thoughts about some of the things that we have to share as we move forward. The first question we always ask when we're inside the business mind is this one. We know that as members of the roundtable, we focus a lot on encouragement. We focus a lot on communication. We focus a lot on collaboration and teaching and training and developing skills and tools for our members to grow these three aspects of what we consider the key elements to positive networking at the roundtable. What if you had to choose one of the favorites? Is your favorite, and why?
Well, you don't start me out with an easy question, Marvin. It's like of three great things, which is the best? But I think at this point, I would center on communication, mainly because I have seen over the years so many times what happens from miscommunication, and what generally people when communication hasn't happened, assumptions do. And
right.
Assumptions just get us into so much trouble. I just last night I was talking to someone who had some bad experiences with some other people, and she interpreted them as being disrespectful to her. I know the other people she was talking about, but I think it's just it's a communication failure than a real conflict. And that happens so often. It's just what looks like a conflict is just, hey, if you really communicated, we could clear this up.
It takes so much time. I mean, people like at the roundtable, even people want to rush into collaboration. They want to rush into helping each other and being there for each other, being supportive for each other and all that kind of stuff. But they haven't taken the time to actively and effectively communicate sometimes. And that is the thing that makes everything else possible. When you communicate effectively, then everything becomes possible when it comes to working with people. And so it's just a great thing. I'm glad you chose that one. I would have chosen that one too, because it's just it's the glue that holds everything else together. Without it, nothing else really works. So I agree with you 100%. I think I'm going to take this question out of rotation because everybody who's smart is going to choose communication like they're smart like you and I.
Well, I passed the test. All right.
So that brings us to the next question. We all love what we do. We all, great at what we do. But what makes you love what you do so important to you? Why do you love it? Why do you embrace it as much as you have so?
I'm just enjoying meeting people in business. Years ago when I was looking for a job and I got into network, I discovered people are fascinating. And this was kind of a personal level. Now I'm discovering that people have fascinating businesses. Either they do a common business with an uncommon mindset, or it's like, well, they offer a service I never knew that existed. And how did you get into that? There's just the whole background of that. I find that fascinating, and I'm definitely enjoying getting to know other business people.
You're like me. I love the stories that people tell, about their businesses and how they got involved in them, and what preceded that. Which brings me to the next question we're going to ask you. Why did you choose this profession initially? What got you jazzed about it? What got you excited about it? And tell us a story.
I came to a point where I needed work. I was between jobs, and the one thing I realized is I didn't really want to do what I had been doing anymore. And I definitely didn't, I wanted something more than I'm just contributing to the bottom line of an already very wealthy corporation. So someone brought this Schooling Mitchell to my attention, where we help businesses, small businesses particularly, but also larger ones as well, spend their money more productively, which does things like increases their profitability, gives them money they can invest back in their business, and just become a stronger business. And that the idea that I can help those businesses, which is should have a positive impact on the economy, and I can actually earn some money doing this at the same time. It seemed like a win-win situation.
Totally. I totally understand that. I find that when you could help facilitate business, to me, it's like a sort of a mission. It's like I love working with entrepreneurs and business leaders and helping them just to get better, be better, do better. And what you do is literally free up some space and time for them, so they can focus more on the things that they need to focus on, and not have to worry about the minutia of cost reduction and calling around all their vendors and trying to figure out how they can get it for cheaper, and whatever they're doing. And that's just an amazing service. And anybody who's an entrepreneur, they understand that you get into these things and you never know exactly what everything's going to cost.
Right. Yeah.
until you're in it, and then you're in it. You have no choice. And it's not until somebody like you comes along and goes, oh my God, we can rescue some of these people from from this drama, some of this trauma, and it can be easy for them to get into. A lot of people think it's expensive to work with you. Talk to me about that, Ron.
Yeah, we work to make this as risk-free as something possibly can. We do all the upfront work, no fees, and to analyze what the person's spending and find areas that they could save money on. And it's not until we make a recommendation that our client accepts, and we start actually saving the money, that we ask for compensation. Our compensation is a 50% share of whatever we've saved. So I'm not going to collect any money from you until, if I've saved you $2, then you owe me $1, but not until that point. And we measure it, so we show them what's happening, and we stay on top of things during our agreement. That if something happens and, hey, you're not saving what we thought you should, we'll dig into that and make sure things get right.
That is phenomenal. As in my world, when I was a young financial advisor, we would love to share with our customers and our clients that we don't get paid unless you get paid. We don't make money unless we figure out how to make you money, kind of thing. And I love that. I love being able to confidently share that with potential customers, so they can get rid of that whole oh my God, I'm working with another professional, it's going to cost me. It's not like a lawyer fees or the CPA fees. No, this is different, guys.
The last thing I wanted was to go to someone and say, hey, I got this service, it'll cost you $2,000, and have to come back to them and say, yeah, I'm sorry, I really couldn't help you, but you still owe me $2,000. So, yeah.
It just doesn't seem right. I don't know how, for small businesses, I think the service is a must-have service, just because, like I said earlier, you don't know any of the expenses you're going to get into. A lot of times when you get into these businesses and you got a great idea, maybe you got a great product design, maybe you have a great team or whatever it is, but you have no idea about all the different expenses that are going to hit you, and where they're going to come from. And sometimes, even if you do have an idea, it's really, really difficult to keep whatever expenses you maybe initially start paying for something, to keep them low, because usually those initial expenses are low on purpose to get you in.
And you may have gotten the right services at the right price to start.
Right.
But as you grow, you might have outgrown that. But you've got a business to run. You don't have time to go around looking into all these different areas to see,
right.
Are we set up correctly there?
Yeah, I'm still looking for the best internet package because I got this home-based business, and I'm like, okay, is it a business expense? Is it a home expense? How do I do that? And what do I? And I'm like, man, I need Schoolie Mitchell. Somebody's got to help me figure this out because I need a better internet package than I have, and it's probably going to cost me more. But then I don't know that, and I don't have time to go figure it out. I really don't. So this and this is one example. Including the telephone services and all the different other services that we just spend money on. We have no clue whether or not it's the smart way to do it or we're getting the best value out of it. And I always tell my friends, like, before you talk to me about your business, as a business coach, you need to talk to somebody like Ron so that you can figure out, can you afford to pay me? Because I have to get paid.
Yeah, I've been telling people, if you hear someone say, I'd like to do this, but I can't because I can't afford it. Hey, let's try to see if we can change things so you can afford that. Exactly.
Okay, so we all have long-term plans. We all have these big dreams about what we want to try to get to. But when we talk to our roundtable members, we talk to people inside the business mind, we really want to know, just over the next 5 years, where do you see yourself growing, and how might you be used? How might you get help from other people in order to get there?
I'm discovering about myself that I need to grow in discipline. That make sure I don't allow myself to get distracted from doing the most important thing first, which might be the hardest thing. But it's so easy to. There's so much going on in the business world, outside the business world, or even I can distract myself too. I'm good at that, but grow in that area so that I can better serve clients and grow the business, be profitable business on my own.
I got to share this with you. You'll get a kick out of this. I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but this is my list of things that I have to do every day. Right. And I keep it with me it's in my planner. It pulls right out of my planner. I snap it right in. It's all written and typed up really well, but it's also my core principles and values that I try to hold dear and focus on. And I shared this list with one of my fraternity brothers, maybe 30 years ago. And he said, I love that. I'm gonna make one for myself. And then you and I are gonna hold each other accountable to it. Right. So every day I have to send my fraternity brother a message that I've completed my list for the day. I've done the things I need that I promised myself that I would do, that I would work on, I would focus on. I put some time, effort, and energy into each one of them every single day. And if he doesn't hear from me in like 3 days, he's on a plane from Houston.
Well,
on my dime.
Okay. Yeah, so it's worth your while to keep up with that.
Right. So because neither one of us wants to make that trip, we always, and we're both, and not he's much more successful than I am, but we're both super successful in what we do because we have that accountability built in to our relationship. So I always tell people, like, you need to find accountability partners. If it could be your spouse, it could be a stakeholder in your life and your business, but you need to find somebody who's going to hold you accountable on the regular to the things that you say you're going to do, because there's no boss when you're an entrepreneur. You are the boss.
Right.
There's no team that are going that you are the team, and so everybody is, that those systems that might work when you had, you had to report into work or had some level of performance plan you had to deal with or whatever.
Right.
You have who's checking your performance now?
Yeah, right now it's me, and And yeah, so I
So
need
that's
someone else to get
one
in
of the
on it.
reasons why we created the roundtable, is to give each other an opportunity to build relationships with people who, you know, might at some point help us in that way. You know, or give us somebody to share our hopes and dreams with, and even our daily tasks and rituals with, so that when people, you know, ask us how we're doing, we know what they mean. They want to know, are we doing what we're supposed to be doing?
Right, yeah. You know, I had a good workout this morning at the gym. No, that's not what we're looking for.
Right, exactly.
Although that
Exactly.
would probably be a good thing for me to be doing also. But
If that was on your list of things that you need to be accountable for, then that's a good thing. It's a good thing. So anyway, this was Inside the Business Mind. Is there anything else that you think you might want to share with our listening audience that might allow them to, you know, feel more comfortable talking to you, working with you? You want to share with your contact information or anything, Ron?
oh yeah, I can be reached either by phone at 301-945-0025, or you can email me at ron.moore@schooleymitchell.com. And I'm happy to talk with anyone, even if I can't help you with my business, you know, what we do for cost reduction. I hopefully can connect you to someone who's able to, you know, work with you. And, you know, there's other areas to reduce costs than what we work in. So, you know, I can point you to others that might be able to do the job for you.
So Ron, I'm going to ask you one last question. The perfect scenario. The perfect opportunity, obviously, is a client that you could save a ton of money. I get that, right? That's the perfect scenario for you. But typically, if there was an industry or a business or something that would typically look like, what would it be like? What companies or what industries do you find that is much easier for you to work with, more than others?
Yeah, I haven't found so much in industry. What I have found that there's such a thing as a business too small. If your business is small enough that you really don't have any one area of expense, it's difficult to squeeze that much more. I'm finding more a business that actually has their own location. They're not working out of the home. Has you know, a team, you know, maybe 10 or more employees that are generating other expenses. That's a combination that at that point we can drill down and find some significant savings.
Got you. So small local service firms like law firms, CPA firms, real estate organizations that have 10 or more employees are pretty much going to be, you know, easy for all of us to recognize and see.
Yeah.
You know, a doctor's office that may have several doctors.
Right. Yeah, and like a sole practitioner, just you know, it's just hard to find. But yeah, if it's a group practice, but you know, if someone wants to know, feel free to call me, because I'll happily talk to someone, and even if it doesn't seem like we work out later, it's worth having the conversation.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. And thank you so much for sharing. Thanks so much for coming on the program. This is going to be available, so you can record this. It's going to be recorded. I'm going to share it with you so you can do whatever you want to do with it. I'm probably going to broadcast it myself over YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, you know, over the next couple of weeks, and so people can see it and all that kind of stuff. And if you want to see Ron live, by the way, we're going to be redoing this whole experience at the roundtable on Tuesday. This Tuesday coming up. What do you? I don't even know the date of the next Tuesday meeting.
Should be the 18th, I believe. Yeah.
Fantastic. So this next Tuesday coming up, you'll be able to see Ron in action live.
It's a good reason to attend the roundtable there.
Exactly. All right, guys. Thank you so very much. I'm gonna start the recording.